Hello, welcome to AR Sports. I'm Arafat, and alongside me,
Sigi, once again.
Yes, Sigi, you're welcome to the house. And they have been asking where is Sigi? Well, Sigi has been busy doing other stuffs, and I have to bring him here today so that we could dissect what happened on Tuesday, Wednesday, and today, and we'll also take a look at the weekend game, and a whole lot happened. And this weekend, there's a big one in Spain, the El Clasico.
You know that sound.
I remember in those days I used to watch La Liga. That the advert is two big bull, locking horns together. And,
that is the idea. It's not an ordinary match.
Yeah.
So it's the adrenaline, the atmosphere is different, the energy is different. So
exactly.
when you hear El Clasico, you know that something big is going down. So you just have to get ready for it.
So for you Madrid fans, so far Madrid have done very well this season because during the preseason friendlies and the Club World Cup in America, we could see Xabi Alonso trying to tweak the team in terms of formation and tactics just to change, to move away from the Carlo Ancelotti era.
Yes.
And then it was really backfiring, and because of most of the players are new to the system. But after the debacle at the FIFA Club World Cup in the hands of PSG, that mauled them almost 5-0 or so. And so far this season, they have gotten their acts together. Apart from being beaten by that smashing by Atletico Madrid of 5-2 or
5-1?
Okay, no, I think Mbappe scored twice, something like that.
Okay, that means 5-2.
Yes, 5-2. So
well,
and since then they have gone ahead to win most of their matches. And as we progress, I'm going to show you the La Liga table, and you'll see where these guys are.
Well, it is. Let me say something. It is expected. You know, when a new manager takes over a new team, you know, every manager tries to implement their own style of play. So it's expected because Xabi Alonso has a very different approach to games and the system, quite different from what Carlo was doing. So it's natural that some players will struggle in the new system, while some will just click, but the majority of the players might struggle. So during that process, just like what was happening in Chelsea, and in fact, what is still happening in Chelsea, because some players are still finding it difficult to adjust to the new system, while some have already adjusted. So the same thing happened to Madrid, and it will still happen. So, but I think they are beginning to get what Xavi is trying to do now.
Yeah, and this is the table. So far, they have played 9 matches. The goal difference of 11, while Barca has 14, points. And they have 24 points.
That's crazy.
While Barca have 22, and Madrid have won 8 games, drawn none, lost just 1, and then goal favored 20, goal against 9. And for Barcelona, they have won 7, they drew 1, lost 1, goal favored of 24, and go against 10. So so far, Madrid has found a way of beating some certain things that ordinarily they would have drawn, and they have managed 1-0 win better. I think so far they have been able to manage some difficult games better than Barcelona, because the Barca that we are going to talk about later, their performance in the Champions League, Barca they have been behaving as if they have been hot and cold, inconsistent. Even in the Champions League, they have to give this Olympiacos red card before Barca could find themselves before they start scoring those goals. When they were 11-11, they scored, and these guys went ahead and equalized.
That's football for you. You know, you see a team like Madrid. Teams like Madrid, Barcelona, the likes of Chelsea, Liverpool, all these big clubs that have attended the highest success. You know, when it comes to them struggling, it looks strange.
Yeah.
But that is football. No team remains on top forever. So I think whatever Madrid is going through now is just a phase. Same thing goes to Barca.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it just takes just one player.
Yeah.
Just one player to go injury.
Yeah.
When the player is hit by injury, then the rest of the team just crash.
Exactly. Remember, there's a time they called Chelsea Kopama FC.
Yes,
once it's not there,
you
the
saw
whole
what
team,
happened. The first few games that he went for
Injured,
injury,
yeah.
was injured. We struggled, and most times Chelsea didn't even win. So those are the times Chelsea lost games, drew games, and then there were a lot of talks. But thank God, Chelsea is coming around now with this new current of crop of players. You know, everybody's bringing the likes of Estavao. I'm happy even a player like Enzo Fernandez is is beginning to show exactly why Chelsea has such faith in him. And then you see Captain Reece James stepping up, and yesterday, out of the blues, Jimmy Gaetens really showed the fans and the world what he can actually do. So these things happen to teams. So I don't think it's a big deal. They will come around.
And so, what are you looking out for in the El Clasico match? Who do you think will take the day? Because I've checked through the lists, although Madrid, both sides will be missing some key players. For instance, Rudiger is injured, and this other guy, but Carvajal, is available. He didn't play yesterday because of red card. He got a straight red card in one of this thing, but he'll be available for this weekend game. And also Camavinga, and I think Madrid have recovered more players. And we talk about Lamine Yamal, but one of the key actor in that Barcelona team is Rafinha. And since Rafinha got injured, it has really shown on who actually is the key in Barcelona, because we call those guys unsung heroes, because they do the main jobs. Because Rafinha will score you goals, he will create assists, he literally carries it. Exactly. But the young boy, Yamal, will take the media hype and the PR, this thing. So everything goes with it. But for me,
kind of player.
Exactly. But for me, the key factor in Barcelona is Rafinha. And since Rafinha, just check the statistics. Since he got injured, just look at where Barca are.
You know, for me, to predict that La Liga tomorrow, it's just straightforward. You know, Madrid, I will go for Madrid because Madrid cannot just have 1 or 2 or 3 players out and then start losing games. When Madrid start losing games, or when they lost form, it's a team stuff, not just one player. Not like what is happening in Barca now because Rafinha is not available. But in Madrid, you see, even when they have a good number of players out, Madrid they rely on their history. That's that fear factor they've created over the years. So I think losing a few players to injuries won't stop them. So me, I'm going fully for Madrid.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also rooting for Madrid because I've seen the statistics this season, and if you see, the both sides are scoring.
Yes.
But Barca have conceded more goals, even against smaller teams. All this Real Vallecano and all these other small teams. Exactly, they struggled. Exactly. Unlike before, you expect Barca to smash these guys, 4-5. The same Sevilla that beat them as if they stole some items in the market. the following weekend, Sevilla lost to Real Mallorca 3-1. Exactly. But this is the same Sevilla that, oh God, Barca won't forget that game in a hurry, I think. But by the time they lose this El Clasico match, it will be 5-point gap between them and Madrid. And with the way Madrid are going now, because Alonso have instilled a lot of confidence in the likes of Adagula, because they have used Adagula more this season, and Franco Mostantuno. In fact, this other guy has been frozen out of the team. The Brazilian, what was that his name? They used to operate from the right side of
Rodrigo.
Rodrigo. He has been frozen at just once in a while, always on the bench. Then he plays Vinicius to the left, and he play Adagula. He also play Franco Mostantuno, and then playing this guy was Mbappe have been scoring consistently. Mbappe has been providing the goals
That
consistently.
is one good thing, because you know when a player is good, is good.
Yeah.
When Mbappe first went to Madrid, and the first few games he didn't do well. Not first few games, in fact, first few weeks he didn't do well, and people started like saying a whole lot of things, calling the guy names. But I knew, if you are a football fan, you will know. If you watched Mbappe for some time, you will
You will know
see
that
what
he's
he did in
been
World
making
Cup
the
now.
movement. The movement have been
He was
there.
just
Just that the
waiting.
goals were not coming.
We were just waiting for that perfect, that for him to click in the
Adjust,
system.
exactly,
Yes,
yeah.
that adjustment
Yeah.
was the only thing he was waiting for,
Yeah.
and now we are beginning to see it. We can even see more
Yeah.
from Mbappe. So you see, like it's applicable to all these other players that goes to new clubs, new system, new formation, and everything. They might struggle, but that does not mean they're not going to do well. They are not some. It's not every player that is a certain. Victor Osimhen that will just go to any team straight and start scoring straight and
goals.
busting the
Yeah,
game. No,
yeah.
some players have to struggle, and some will just enter slotting straight and then give you a result.
Yes. Okay. Now let's move to another team that are giving us cause for concern. Napoli. Napoli has been losing for fun. In fact, they have been on a free fall. Can you imagine Napoli being smashed by PSV or a 5-2?
Well, they had it coming. They had it coming because you see, Karma is one very good thing that a lot of people don't know. It's a blessing in disguise anyway. You see, you have a player like Victor Osimhen in that team. He created history with Napoli. I don't know what went wrong. All of a sudden, the guy that was on everybody's list became the number one enemy.
Yeah.
No good reason.
Yeah.
Nothing, just like that. It just he has to be kicked out of this club and all of that. Okay, now Conte was bragging about having a Lukaku and all of that. And then when they met in Champions League, was it Champions League? No, in Gala played Napoli in one. Was it? It was their league games, right? One of the league games. I mean, Champions League.
No, it's either Champions League or Europa.
Yeah, it should be Europa. But the guy came out top. They scored twice, and they won. You see, you can't just lose a player like that just because of whatever politics we are playing. So whatever they are facing now, they orchestrated it by themselves because of pride or what should I even say it is safe. You cannot lose a player like that and then expect to go ahead and then do what? I know within them they are beginning to regret now.
Because
and you can look at what Osimhen is doing.
Exactly, because after winning that Serie A last season, for me, which is a fluke to me, because the giant team went to sleep. You understand? Now, this season that the giant team have woken up, you could see that Napoli are virtually struggled. They are struggling badly. How can you be beaten by PSV?
They are
6-2.
They know what they did to themselves. They are the architect of their own problem, so they cannot even complain, and they cannot even say, "I will just sack this coach," because both, in fact, the management, the hierarchy knew exactly what they did. So if it's backfiring now, they will blame themselves. You will be surprised that even if the results are worse than this, the coach and the staff will still remain there because they know it's not actually the coach's fault. It's theirs. So.
And then another struggling club again, Liverpool. After spending over 400 million, and then you are now struggling more than before. So I now ask myself, and the slot came in, and then before you know, he won the Premier League. And as far as I'm concerned, despite the praises everybody is giving him that last season, as far as I'm concerned, it's a fluke because the giant went to sleep. Man City were poor last season, and losing Rodri was a big hit on them. And Man U being unable to find their form or their direction was also a big factor. And Arsenal handed over the trophy to Man City. And I just wanted to ask you, you remember the word placeholder? You know, it became a thing during the 2023 election that someone was there as a placeholder until the main person came, and then you now hand over. So it's just like a lion is not available, then
The leopard become the king.
the leopard become the secretary of the meeting or the king until the moment the lion shows up, then he will just disappear.
You know,
So it's just like what happened last season. Arsenal were doing number one
yeah,
until
we're on top. We're on
exactly
top.
until
We're
the
the elephant
moment
on the tree.
exactly the elephant of the tree until they yanked them off and they fell off.
You know, me, to be honest, when Ancelotti came to Liverpool, he inherited an already perfect Jurgen Klopp team that won Champions League and some other laurels. So when he came the first season, he used the same set of players, and then they won the league. People started praising, singing praises, singing to high heavens, and all of that. But I had my reservations though. I was just waiting. So let this guy now, because it's traditional for coaches.
Yeah.
When they come, they just sell some players.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what reason does he have to sell someone like Luis Diaz to Bayern Munich?
That was
Why would you even sell a player like that? Okay, after that you sell this boy to Real Madrid, and this their number 2.
Arnold. Although in Arnold's case, Arnold wanted to leave Liverpool.
But if he
wanted to leave Liverpool,
if he wanted to convince the guy to stay, I know there must be something that the guy was looking for and he was not getting at the time. So he, as a manager, you're not just a coach, you can manage players.
Exactly,
right? So you could find your way around. But no, he wanted to he felt the Premier League he won is just maybe he didn't struggle to win it. So he felt it was cheap.
You know,
so now
Arsenal handed it over to him, and even before week 10 also, when Chelsea were firing from all cylinder, Maresca came to say that Chelsea are not in
he did that to Chelsea.
Exactly.
He did that to Chelsea.
They say Chelsea are not in and
they
are not trying to
exactly. It sank
exactly.
So you see, like in the case of Ancelotti, he's beginning to feel it now.
Exactly.
And everybody is beginning to see that no, this guy doesn't have anything special to offer. It was a fluke. In fact, like you said, the Giants were sleeping. So maybe some people sometimes luck shines on you.
Exactly.
You are the best.
Exactly.
But this is the time he's supposed to show.
Yeah.
And truly, the money he spent, you can see the caliber of players. But these players you are buying, do they even really fit your style?
Exactly.
What style of play? Your style of play, do they fit in? Okay, look at the case of Isak Ekitike.
And Florian Wirtz.
These guys, if you are looking at your pattern of play, okay, like a player like Isak, I can say, okay, he will struggle, but maybe at some point. But in a certain Liverpool team right now, I don't know if that guy will click. Because if I watch Liverpool, I don't understand why the guy is struggling. Because you know, if you watch well, they don't even give him those balls
exactly
that he used to get in
Newcastle. Because in Newcastle he was a point man.
Yes, and they rely on him.
Exactly. But in Liverpool, Salah is the point man.
So you have to put these things in consideration before you go and buy a player for £115 million.
I think
or £125 million.
No, it's not 125. The package is 130 plus any other add-ons. And for me,
it doesn't make sense.
I've watched football enough in over 30 years.
It doesn't make sense at all.
For me to now start understanding some certain things. That when the whole thing was happening, I felt these guys were not supposed to go in for Isak.
I was just
Ekitike have already fitted. You've already taken Ekitike away from Newcastle, because now when you look at Newcastle now, you took Ekitike away. you took Isaac, right? Newcastle went and got themselves Elanga. Despite Jacob Murphy,
Yes.
doing the brilliant job last season on that right side of our attack. And they also have Baines on the right side of the left side of attack, and also with Anthony Gordon. Now,
Fine player.
these guys, they went and scanned around, and they wanted to replace Carlo Wilson because he was always getting injured. So now they released him, and then they signed Wissa. So that time that they were pricing Wissa was a replacement for Carlo Wilson. Meanwhile, after selling Isaac to Liverpool, they just took a fraction of that money, I think around 85 or so, or 87, and bought Votamil from Stuttgart. And the guy just came in, he just fit in perfectly, because all they needed was to get a replacement for their point man. First game he scored, second game, in fact, since the guy, he have done far better than what Issa have not even done anything. So let me not even say, he have not done anything for Liverpool so far. And on the other side, Ekitike fit in instantly.
But I don't know why
because
they don't play him ahead of
you know why? When Darwin Núñez was there, he was operating as a false nine. You understand? Because his own kind of nine, he played for Salah. You understand? And the other guy they lost, Diogo Jota, may so rest in peace. He was also there chipping in goals. Then you now have Luis Diaz, who you could play as a first nine or from the right side of attack. And this guy,
PowerPoint.
Exactly, they were working out their socks out to help the team by providing the passes for Salah to finish. Now, Salah is still there. The best solution would have been to sell Salah away from the team. Then you cannot have a traditional number 9, and then you now have wingers.
The focus will be on
exactly, the focus will now be on the attackers. But instead, you kept Salah there. You brought in Ekitike. Ekitike was doing very well because he could combine, he could play so many positions, and he could drift to the left, drift to the right. But you are now benching Ekitike and now playing the main top 9. Meanwhile, Salah is there because when he cut in, he would prefer to shoot than to pass to the number 9.
Yes, that's what he does. And all the goals he has scored, that's how he scored.
Exactly.
And now, look, Liverpool doesn't learn. This, the case of Andy Carroll.
Yeah. I remember perfectly.
Andy Carroll.
Yeah.
He was superb
from Newcastle.
Was it Newcastle?
From Newcastle. They signed him from Newcastle.
He was very brilliant. Just for a season.
Yeah, exactly.
And in that season, Liverpool coughed out £75 million to go and buy this guy.
Yeah.
And what happened? Nothing. He flopped because he couldn't. His pattern of game didn't fit Liverpool style. But no, they don't just care about that. They just have the money to throw around, and they just go buy, and then you come. When you don't make it, fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, now, why will you buy 2 central forwards? The same time, okay, like the last game, they tried to play them. He played them together. It didn't work. Ekitike said it now that maybe in future they can click, but they know it didn't work, and everybody saw that it didn't work. So it's like the scout in Liverpool is not, the scout team is not doing their job. It's either they are not doing their job, but they don't even know their job.
Honestly, I'm shocked that these guys mismanaged 400 million. Look at Florian Wirtz.
For me, Wirtz is a good player, but it doesn't worth the hype. It doesn't even worth the money. But this is football. You can only analyze and offer your opinions.
Yeah.
But the main people that make the decisions are
the club directors and the coaches.
Yes, they are there. So, but at the end of the day, the poor decision they make bounce back on their faces, and they see it. Like what is happening in Liverpool now. What reason, what excuse does Liverpool have not to perform? They have nothing. They have no excuse to tell us that this is the reason why they are not performing. No. Just like in the case of Manchester United, I've been asking, what is the problem?
Yeah.
What is your problem? Is it players or money or what is it? So maybe if Liverpool want to become like Manchester United, fine, let them go. Like they wasted 400 million, and then they will be they will keep losing and losing and losing. It's their money. But I hope they learn from this. You can't just go and buy every player in the market. Okay, you wanted to buy a striker. Why can't you just go for a player like Osimhen that can give you anything? He doesn't wait for anybody to pass ball to him.
exactly.
He just go
In
there,
fact,
get his balls
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
get your
yeah, yeah.
win. Okay, against Liverpool, Galatasaray against Liverpool in the Champions League. What did he do? He actually won the game.
He won the single-handedly won the
He
game.
won the game
Yeah.
against Liverpool.
Yeah.
And this, you know now, these guys, this former Manchester United player that is now a pundit,
Yeah, Gary Neville, right?
never
Yeah.
was saying that this this is a player Liverpool could have bought. I said, but okay, now you can actually say this is a player, a striker they should have bought. But that time they were saying something. They even said something as ridiculous as saying that even Liam Delap is ahead of Osimhen. In what sense? To be honest, in what sense?
Of a truth, right now, I've watched many strikers play football.
None of them.
In fact, if there's anybody I rate,
none of them is at that level.
I rate above Osimhen a bit now is Haaland, slightly above Osimhen. Currently, slightly above Osimhen, because if you watch the last match they played, Osimhen would have gotten a hat-trick. But he has the opportunity.
Even that
Haaland, the ball, he choose to pass it. See, as a striker, beyond your struggling, creating chances, scoring goals, that element of selfishness,
that instinct,
you understand that selfishness, it must be there. Look, that ball, Osimhen should have never passed that ball. Instead, let the keeper parry. Already the team is winning 3-0. So you have no reason to pass that ball at that time.
For me, I cannot rate Haaland ahead of Osimhen currently. You know why?
No.
Compare the two teams they are playing for. Put Osimhen in that Manchester City team and put Haaland in that Galatasaray team.
He will flop. That's just the truth of the matter.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, he won't get those numbers.
So
he won't get those numbers because
that is one area
Osimhen struggled for most of his balls. The amount of strength he put into tackling, marking, pushing. This guy doesn't do that. He can be quiet for 60 minutes and then you have a pass, he will score. And
you see, that is why I can never rate Haaland above Osimhen, because put Osimhen in that team, that Manchester City team, and see what he will do. But in the same situation, put Haaland in Galatasaray team. Yeah. Let's see if he do what Osimhen is doing. And so there's no way I can. For me,
yeah, I concur with your argument.
Currently, I don't see any striker doing better than Osimhen.
Well, Arsenal. Now let's discuss Arsenal. Arsenal a placeholder, or they win the Premier League this season? Because initially the challenge with Arsenal is that they don't have the squad depth that will see them through. Because you see, Arsenal will start topping. Arsenal can start topping the league from March week 1 till December. Then by the time you approach February, when you have 2 months to go, they'll capitulate. From first, they'll dance around and then they'll start dropping. And then the next thing, they'll tell you this guy is injured, cruciate ligament, 3 months out, the next season. And then, but this season, defense, strikers will score goals for you, but defense win you titles. And the Arsenal have a very good defense line. For me, they have the best defense in EPL right now. And if you watch, you see someone like Ben White. Ben White was captaining is it Brighton or Leeds United?
White was
I think it's a Brighton player, but on loan to Leeds United also. So they bought him. He was a center half, but because Arteta was trying different things, he moved him to right fullback and was playing Gebre. And at the point, even the Saliba was deemed surplus to requirement that he doesn't have the experience. They sent him back to France. He went and played 1 season, and I think he's Saint-Etienne also. Then he did very well before they brought him back. So now the Gabriel and the Saliba and White. Now Zinchenko And the other guy, Fiorentini, Zinchenko has been loaned out now to Nottingham
that
Forest
has been
now.
a fit in Arsenal's team.
Exactly. So the discovery of Martin Skrtel, has given them that opportunity. Okay, fine. They have a homegrown, English player, very good on the ball, young, energetic fullback. Now they also signed Calafiori from Bologna,
Yeah.
and this is a center half who can also play as a left fullback. Now, Timber have at least kept himself fit now. He's beginning to show why they signed him. And Tomiyasu unfortunately got injured. He couldn't keep himself fit, and they have sold him now. So Ben White now is rotting on the bench, and even Kiwo has now been loaned to Porto. Now, Arsenal have brought in Mosquera and Hincapi from Bayern Leverkusen. So in that defense line, Arsenal are fully stocked. And then they have their midfield of Zubimendi, Christian Nogard, Merino, Declan Rice.
All this
so no, calm down. And we are told that for Arsenal to sit off the line, last time they said Gabriel was not firing enough. They don't have that 20-goal striker. You understand? So now they have brought this Mr.
Goal scorer,
Gyökeres. So, but after 1 or 2 games that we celebrated like this, we're expecting every week. Ninja disappeared. So I'm happy at least against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. He was able to help himself with 2 goals. I just hope now that they are going to face Crystal Palace, he will be there. Because we need him to score those 20 goals that will take Arsenal across the line. Because I don't want to hear stories of if to say he score no, I don't want to hear that story. You know why I'm saying this? Whether these guys are the placeholders, silently, while Liverpool are having their debacle and Arsenal are claiming to, this is our turn, Emilokon, this is our turn, this is our turn. Now, Manchester City are gradually, silently, they are coming up because the attention is not on them.
Nobody is
noticing them. Nobody is rating them to win the Premier League. These guys are gradually mopping up the point, both in Champions League and in the Premier League. So, is Arsenal the placeholder, or finally Arsenal will win the league this season? In fact, their fans, after the 4-0 win against Atletico Madrid, they said, in fact, they will win both the Premier League and the Champions League. Your thoughts?
See, when it comes to Arsenal, you and I know the story is not. See, when something happens, for you to take a team seriously, you cannot tell me that for the past 20 years, you keep telling me every season that this season you do this, you win Premier League this season, you will pass. This season you come, you will pass. At some point, they agreed that okay, their trophy is top 4. Now, we keep hearing that Arsenal has become more like a Netflix entertainment, movie entertainment, because the season keeps coming.
Episode 1,
every season. This is our season. We don't win this season, we win next season. Every year you hear next season. Every year here. So next season is infinite. So you cannot. I'm sorry. I would have loved Arsenal to win the Champions League, to win the Premier League, to put this banter aside and give their fans
at least something
to brag about.
Those guys have been so loyal. In fact,
they are the most loyal fans.
If it is a wife, pray your wife is an Arsenal fan. They are the most loyal set of people.
They are so this word. Those guys are very meek in the heart. In fact, they are just loyal to the cause. So no matter what
they can't suffer heartbreak.
No, their hearts are too elastic to break. So for me, I'm sorry to sound this harsh, but I don't take Arsenal serious. Because okay, last season, I will give you an example. I didn't just say that because I don't like Arsenal. It's banter. No. Last season when Arsenal beat Madrid, what happened? first leg, everywhere was noise that they were going to win Champions League. And what happened? They were knocked out. This season, last season you beat the old mighty Madrid, didn't do anything. You just beat Atletico Madrid 4-0, and then what?
And it's not as if Atletico has been spectacular.
I'm telling you, so there is nothing special about Arsenal. Even in this Premier League, you are saying, when they start, we know Arsenal now. When the league starts, they be firing on all cylinders. But when it gets to where it matters, that's why I see them. Their engines will start. The engines will start.
They'll start
developing issues.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, engine oil, brake pad. Next day, plug.
Yeah.
The next day, this wire that connects to the radiator is broken. The next day, and before you know, Arsenal will be struggling to end the top 4, and that is what they've been doing. I think that has been there for 6 years. This is 7 years.
And you have spent over £1 billion on building.
When you want to know a team that is serious, a Chelsea team is serious. I'm not saying this because I'm a Chelsea fan, but a Chelsea team is a serious team because one, if you come to Chelsea and you start behaving as if nothing is at stake, even if the owners, Chelsea fans they have protested against the owners, the coach and all of them, because they wanted results.
Yeah,
and Maresca went ahead in his first year
to deliver two trophies,
2 international trophies.
Yeah.
So Arsenal has nothing to have. They have no excuse as to why they are not winning anything for 6 years, and then they keep praising themselves. The other day I saw Arteta's match. This thing was saying that Arsenal is the best team in Europe. What do you have to show for it? You can't be telling me that you have the best team in Europe, and you have zero. Their trophy cabinet is piled up with dust.
As in,
it doesn't make sense.
Empty shelf.
It's piled up with dust. There's nothing there. So you can't even tell me anything. So for me, I don't think Arsenal is a serious team. When they become serious, we will know.
And we'll say it here that yes, they have now become a serious team.
When they do something serious, I will tell you, I will praise them, and I will tell you that this is what they do and this is why I'm praising them. And you will see. But for now, Arsenal is a joker. They are just title pretenders. They're not going anywhere.
So they're a placeholder.
There is something fundamentally wrong about Arsenal. And until they change it, they're not going to do anything. They are not going to go anywhere. You see that Champions League they dream about? Their fans, in fact, the fans dream about it, but the hierarchy in Arsenal, they're not less concerned about it. They don't care about it. So Arsenal fans, just keep waiting.
I didn't say that.
No, it's true. They should keep it. When Arsenal is ready, you know.
Yeah.
Like somebody was saying the other time. I can't say that.
It's all right. It's okay. So, if you're just joining us, and if you have been watching and wondering what station this AR Sport, I'm Arafat, and alongside Sigi in the house, and we are trying to X-ray the season, both Premier League, the Champions League, everything put together. And don't forget to subscribe. And for those of you that have subscribed, thank you. Just like I said, 1 to tell 10, 10 to tell others. That way, we'll spread rapidly, we'll grow fast, and a lot of people will be able to, join you and also enjoy the content we'll be dishing out. And we intend to make it more engaging, more entertaining, because our aim is to inform, is to educate, and also to entertain sports-wise. And you'll be seeing a lot of different varieties will be added from it. We'll be having live reaction after 90 minutes of the game, straight from the viewing centers. You will see it from the fans. As they beat them for body, they will say it. They will talk them as they beat them. So, and we'll also come to the studio and also give expert analysis that we'll say the way we are. It's not because we are fans, we don't have any.
We'll say the way we see it.
We'll say the way we see it.
Even
because we don't have any dog in this fight.
We'll say the way we see it.
Because if you do well, we'll praise you. And then even if you are doing well and there are lapses or loopholes, we will say it. And so that's just it. Now, back to our discussion.
Before that,
yes.
Let me ask you this. What do you think is the is common. What is that common thing you see in Arsenal and Manchester United? Is there is something they both share, a common, a fundamental issue they both share. I cannot point it out. I cannot pinpoint it. So maybe you should, because these guys on the field,
Yeah.
they look perfect
Yeah.
in the beginning.
Yeah.
But when the season progresses, you see them sliding back, and then you start hearing excuses. So, what is the issue? For Chelsea, we said, okay, for the past few years, we struggled because there was a hostile takeover.
Yeah.
In fact, the takeover took a Chelsea.
No,
took
it was a hostile takeover. That no two ways. Yeah.
It affected us so
badly.
What is the issue between
if
Arsenal
not,
and
someone
Chelsea
like Rudiger wouldn't have left Chelsea.
in
Chelsea would have been in the
place?
first place. They lost so many players, and
So,
at the point they don't even have leaders in the team. You could see that Conor Gallagher was our captain. You understand? At the point,
as young as he was,
as young as he was,
I think he was 22. Then.
Exactly, he was our captain then. You know. So and Reece James
even
was
Mason
Mount. He was even the captain before he left.
At the age of 21.
21.
So you can see. So, but in case of Arsenal and Manchester United, what is the issue? If you have any idea, please. Maybe some Arsenal fans have been asking this question. Some Manchester United fans have been asking this question as well. So, if with your full knowledge of football, maybe you will help us.
From what I know about Manchester United, the Glazer brothers, they took over this club. It was for them. It was more of business profit than trophies. Because if you look at the way the club was run, especially post Alex, everything just took a tumble, and you could see that something is fundamentally wrong. Because you can't tell me somebody like Angel Di Maria. Di Maria said immediately he just came to Man U after the first 1 week. In fact, his mind was already off the club.
He said it.
You understand? And Alex Sanchez, that popular, that viral video when he was playing piano, welcome to Old Trafford. He said after the first training session, he regretted why he signed for Man United. So it's been like that with most players. You will see a big name player will come and then look at Lukaku. He came in, big name, he failed. So Pogba and Anthony Martial,
Cristiano
Ronaldo came back. That was supposed to be a big deal. Look at how he left. He even criticized the leaking roof and other. See, the structure was the problem. The Glazer brothers, at a point they borrowed so much money. Because United is a big name. So it's just like an elephant. You're on the other side. This one is on this side. This one is cutting the meat from here. The other one is cutting. So I'm not seeing you on the other side. I'm not seeing me, and everybody is cutting and taking enough room. So that was how Manchester United was. That's why you see that when these guys now bought shares and invested in this club, now they now decided to do a lot of cost-saving measures and other this thing. So that a lot of staff were laid off just to clean up the urgent table.
They went for a house cleaning.
Exactly. So, and the cleaning was so deep that a lot of staff were affected. Ordinarily, even if you want to do some restructuring, ordinary staff that take care of the pitch, and those shouldn't be your priority of people that
are not supposed to be
because they were offering humongous salaries for people that cannot deliver. Look at Jordan Sancho, almost on 350.
I'm telling you.
Rashford, these guys were on heavy salary, and then the Champions League is not forthcoming. Even the Europa, you can't even win it. And then you now see so many average players, and then even the good players that you see, okay, fine, this guy is a good. If he goes there, he will become an average player.
Can you imagine that people? I'm sorry to mention this guy's name. They play like Ziggy.
Yeah. Oh, he's still there?
He's there. Oh. I saw him last match on the bench. On the normal level, when Manchester United was Manchester United, back in the day when we had people like Paul Scholes, Carlos Tevez, Cristiano Ronaldo, Wayne Rooney, Ferdinand, Wes Brown, Van der Sar, Evra. This couple of players, in fact, those players play for Manchester United now. The only player I see that can say, okay, this is a player, this is Bruno Fernandes. Forget all those.
No. Yeah, exactly.
All those
Definitely.
things you
Yeah,
see.
yeah, yeah.
Bruno
Bruno
is
can walk
only
into any other
any
Premier
team
League
and
team
play.
and play. Yeah.